Adam Silver is knee deep in what's happening in the WNBA. It is not by accident that one of his talking points on the eve of the NBA season, as the WNBA hurdles toward an October 31st deadline that even with an extension will not lead to a deal, it is not a coincidence that he addressed the revenue issue when he said sharing of revenue is not the right way to look at this because there is so much more revenue in the NBA. What he's referring to is that there are people in the WNBA, lawyers, players, executive council members, who seem to believe that WNBA players should get the same percentage of overall revenue that NBA players get. NBA players collectively bargained, let's just say for ease, that they get 50 cents of every dollar. So the more money the WNBA makes in broadcast deals and uniform sales, etc., every dollar, 50 cents, goes to players by increasing a salary cap. The thought was that the WNBA apparently only pays their players 9% of revenue. And what people are saying is that is historically unfair. How can you pay 9% of revenue to your players? Well, the answer is when you've got a heavier percentage of other expenses. And if your revenue is not, I repeat, if your revenue is not at the level that you, not just that you think it should be, but more importantly, what your employees think it is, when your revenue is not at that level, that leads to misunderstandings and fights and work stoppages. All the NBA would have to agree to, which they're never going to, but all they'd have to do is show the WNBA Players Association, show the Executive Council, here's our books. Here's the reality of what our business has been for the past 2 decades. Here is the financial situation of this entity. You cannot look at a company that is owned by a rich person. Just take any company that Mark Cuban owns, and I want to use him as an example because he's so in front of the camera. One of the ways that you get rich and stay rich is that you don't throw good money after bad. It's a really important concept. You can be asked as a wealthy owner of an entity to keep funding that entity, but at some point, a wealthy owner says no. At some point, you are smart enough to recognize that that further investment is not going to pay off for you. NBA owners have been more than patient. They have been spectacular in their support of the WNBA. If you think that there's going to be distributions to players before the owners get their money back and show a return on their investment, you are dreaming. Adam Silver went out and said, hey, they're going to make more money. We are definitely going to get the league minimums up, the league maximums up. There will be higher compensation for employees. But if you think that you're tying 50% of revenue, of WNBA revenue, when we gifted you your TV deal, if you think that you're then going to count that as what it would mean to have increased comp for the players, you are wrong. It's just not going to happen. Having Adam Silver out there in front of it is not the most effective way because the WNBA players, they still don't want to acknowledge the role the NBA has. It would be way smarter for Adam Silver to have certain media outlets, to have a mole within the WNBA Players Association, to have some sort of relationship with anyone on the WNBA side. Explain to them what is happening. Their union lawyers, anybody. Because Adam Silver standing up and giving us a story about what will or will not be shared with the players is going to be received as negatively as any commissioner during a work stoppage, talking about all the things that he can or cannot do based on what owners are telling him he can and cannot do. It's like shooting the messenger, and it's not being effective in its communication. So Adam Silver should choose a different vessel for this message. But man, it was an important message that I hope you were paying attention to.